some people ask, like, why don't we feel that kind of unconditional love, and why it is not easy for us to experience that, as in comparison with some who are easily, for whom it's easy to do something like that. So before answering that, let's just, I just hope we all agree that unconditional love is actually a very high frequency that we send out to the universe, you know, because unconditional love is one such frequency that, you know, somebody who's in unconditional love will not give in to the fears of society. Okay, they are not ruled by the fears of the society, what society is trying to, uh, like how society just programs our mind, like get job, get security, get married, get secure. I mean, not all marriages happen like that, but let's just agree that, you know it also happens like that. And it's not like I am trying to say that, you know I'm not trying to belittle somebody, but it's just that we are so lost, since we are not so used to look into our fears, you know since nobody's teaching that us, nobody's teaching us to look into our fears, or working on our fears is even important. How distracted are we? No institution is teaching us. Religions are teaching, read this book, do this, do that, desires are wrong. Oh no, desires are not wrong. Okay, fact is that most of us are have desires of what others are having. That is our problem. So there are a whole lot of things that are so wrong about, how we are programmed in some ways. So a person who has touched that depth of unconditional love will not give in to the fears of the society. He'll not give in to those insecurities. And I am not trying to belittle people who do that. I am actually pity people like that. Like, I feel bad for people like that. And that is why I am trying to do this videos and stuff like that, so that we come to a level of consciousness in our own selves, you know, that we have to look into ourselves. We don't have to give in to those fears, we don't have to give in to those insecurities. Okay, and when you don't give, I don't know what happens, but something happens and you're able to connect, able to connect to God, you're able to hear His voice, hear Him, intuition happens. And it really happened with me. It's easier for me to hear God in me. Yes, and I'm trying more and more to, connect with Him. I'm trying more and more to purify myself. So yeah, I am still on that journey, but we all can do this, and I am, you can say that my experience has been such that when I really didn't give into the fears or insecurities, it's not like I never had those fears or insecurities. It's just that maybe I was just a little aware of it. Okay, and I don't know, like, why is that, why a difference was there. But certainly what I am trying to say is that since nobody's teaching us, how to get out of this loop, doesn't mean that we don't have to do it. We have to do this. We have to do this for ourselves, right? So don't give in to these insecurities. Don't give in to these fears. A person who is in unconditional love, who has touched that love deep inside himself, will not be a slave to fears or insecurities the society is trying to put in his mind. No, he will not be, because the society is themselves in a lot of fears and a lot of insecurities that what can be done about it? It's sad to see that. Yes, and I feel that I want to change it. I want to change, I want to awake more and more people. you know uh, that is what my prakriti has become now, since I have awakened myself through the grace of God. you know so I feel that I also want to be a medium of awakening other people. I just want to be a medium of awakening other people as well. I don't want to be alone out here in light. I want many people to come out of dark and be here in light. So yeah. So some people say that we don't feel that kind of unconditional love, as compared to somebody. For somebody is like that easy, to get into. So this time difference is actually because of karma. So yeah, like we have given, the more and more we have given to our fears and insecurities, the more and more we have given to the hate and bitterness that has been around us, the more and more we are in those bondages. We have lived like that for many years, who knows, maybe many lifetimes. So, and since there was nobody to guide us through all of this, or sometimes there were people, but there was no Wi-Fi, there was no YouTube, there was no Instagram, but now we do have. So you know why shouldn't we look into these kind of people who are trying to say the truth, who are trying to wake more and more people? So if you really feel that this video is helpful for you, do share it on WhatsApp, Instagram, whatever, in whatever ways you can help other people do it. So yeah, so here comes the karma. Since we have given in, we have lived by that, lived in those lies, in those illusions, we have lived on those fear, hatred, bitterness, which is not us. We have been so away from our prakriti, for such a long time, that when we are trying to come back again to our core, again to our unconditional love, it seems a little difficult. Yes. And but eventually it happens, it does happen. So some practical ways of dealing with it is meditation, definitely. you know Meditation is more about sitting with your compulsive. Have you seen how thoughts are very compulsive? Like, when you sit, when you close your eyes, and how your one thought is telling you like to do something very quickly, just, oh, you have to give the assignment tomorrow, just go. Like 5 minutes out closing your eyes, is not something a big deal, isn't it, for your body and for your mind? But what does your thought tell you? Like, get up quickly, complete your thing, there is this deadline, you will not be able to. The fear, the fear gets us, the insecurity gets us, all those kinds of ideas and everything just gets us, you know and how compulsive they are. They always want, the body to move. But with all these compulsive thoughts, when you learn to sit still, when you learn to just be and see these thoughts which are not you, eventually you will realize that these thoughts aren't you, you're away from it. And I think the practice of inner engineering as well from Sadhguru also helped me a lot, the Shambhavi Mahamudra. So you have to get initiated only by your guru, and then only you can do this practice. So that practice also helped me a lot, in seeing that these, I don't know, it just started happening. I don't know how or when it, like, how it happened, I don't know, but it did started to happen, that I was able to, I did had that kind of a, I already had that kind of being a witness to all these thoughts and everything, which isn't me, but it just increased, with inner engineering, Shambhavi Mahamudra. So yeah, so it is really a very important practice. Or whatever, whichever guru you feel more connected to, take some kriya from them. I just hope you find out the authentic ones. Like, there are still scammers out there. So yeah, I just hope you do find the authentic one. So yes. So yeah, so when you sit with your thoughts, when you sit in meditation, it really helps. Yes. So other things that you can really do practically is try and choose love. Try and understand when you know, somebody, let's say somebody did something to you which you didn't like, or which, you know, came out of utter bitterness or some hatred or something like this. You know, most of the time hatred or bitterness comes out when some, I actually didn't see, I never saw people as evil, on a very serious note, because I was little good in reading energies. So one advantage of it was that I always saw people not as evil, but I was always saw people as just lost. You know, the more some souls, you know, who are more in hatred and who are more in bitterness, they're actually lost. They are more lost than ever before. They are not evil. Evil demons, they are lost souls, you know, is what I have come to conclude for myself. And it's not for myself, it's a truth. Actually, it's a truth. There is no like good and bad. It's like lost soul and found. Lost and found is the only contrast that I've, you know, figured out over the time. So yeah, try and choose love, even if people try to throw bitterness on you or something like that. Try and move away. Don't engage. You know, this is what I want. I'm not saying that take it on yourself. Take all the hatred and bitterness on you. I'm just saying, just walk away. You know, and yeah, that's it. So yeah, these are some practical things that help me move more closer towards God, and help me more, you know, build more beautiful connections with humans around me. My relationships improved with my parents, with, you know, people around me. It definitely did a good impact on myself and my relationships, you know. So meditation is good, but it's sometimes not the only thing, you know. Sometimes, you know, being, you know, out of all the things, if you choose to do something, you know, irrespective of all the bitterness or hatred or something, if you choose to do something good, or, you know, something, you know, you're not enslaved to somebody's bitterness, or you're not slave to somebody's anger, you're not enslaved to your own disappointment. You know, a person with unconditional love, you know, he chooses love. You know, he's not enslaved to disappointments that he himself had in his life. He's not enslaved to bitterness or hatred that somebody is trying to throw on him. It's something altogether different. He is a master, he is not enslaved. Okay, so yeah, meditation ke साथ साथ, you know, we all can practice unconditional love is not a word I would want to say, but would want to say choose love. Yes. And yeah, so some of these things and will happen, but definitely it will just take time and it will all happen for you.